and welcome back to Allotment Life. Thanks for joining me for another week on the plot. It's somewhat cooler here this week, and surprisingly we've had a very small amount of rain today. Not enough to make much difference, but still it's the first time we've had rain in weeks. If you're new here, thank you for joining and being a part of Allotment Life. I upload new weekly vlogs every Friday, and I also include wildlife camera footage so that you can see what the animals have been up to as well. The first thing I want to do today is take you into the greenhouse and show you how the melon and the tomatoes are getting on. Let's bring the little trug so that we can pick some tomatoes whilst we're there. The greenhouse is looking absolutely wonderful. Let's have a quick temperature check. High of 45, low of 10, international translation. You may remember that I showed you the melon that had grown up here and decided to sit itself on the table. This has now got quite a bit of size to it, as you can see. I've decided to put it on a soft piece of fleece, and I will gradually rotate it round so that the sunlight can get to it from different angles. If you are growing melon in your greenhouse and you want to know when they're ready to pick, there's a really easy way to tell. One day you'll walk into your greenhouse and it will smell really strongly and very sweet of melon, and that's how you know when it's ready to pick. I don't have a scent just yet for that. I do have more melon that have started to form. Tiny little ones up there, and over this side there's one growing, hanging down, and another one just there. I did give the melon a huge haircut, so there are now only 2 trailing pieces on the ground. Everything else has been trimmed right back, as you can see over here. This provides a lot more airflow. I think the tomerite has worked, because look at this, we've got a lot of tomatoes. I'm glad I bought my little trug. I also gave the tomatoes a haircut since you've last seen them. I've cut off all of the lower leaves, which will allow the sunlight to ripen these tomatoes, and I've left the leaves on that are higher up, as you can see here. Still have the leaves on at the top. Right, I'm going to pick a few of these now. I'm really pleased with that. That's a nice little harvest. I've got some red lettuce growing here. Backup runner beans. I think I showed you all of this last week. These are the remaining pumpkins to go outside, and some sunflowers. Let's head outside because there's bound to be some courgettes to pick. I can see them from here. Let's start with the yellow ones. I think this may be a bit big for the truck. Let's grab the other one. They're very tricky to get to without getting spiked. I don't think putting the courgette in the trug is an efficient use of space. Next is the standard green courgette. Just in there. And the round courgette. The round ones are quite nice and easy to just twist off. I have far more courgette than I need, so I'm going to offer these around to other plot holders whilst I'm here today. If you're new to growing things in your garden or at the allotment, or even if you've got children and you want them to have success at growing something, then I definitely recommend courgettes. They're very easy to grow and there's a high success rate with them. Right, let's leave that there. And now I'm going to grab some spring onions. I always grow spring onions next to the carrots because it helps put the carrot flies off. They don't like the smell of the onions. Let's give them a quick rinse. I haven't seen Mabel, our allotment cat, yet this evening, but no doubt she'll pop out at some point whilst I'm here. Would you like any courgette?
Yeah.
Would you like some?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're big.
Some big, some small, some medium.
I use it.
Okay, I'll bring some over. Oh my goodness, that was so kind. I just took some courgettes over to another plot holder and he gave me a beetroot. I'm not entirely sure what to do with beetroot. And I'm also not sure whether you can eat these bits or not. I did ask the other guy, but we have the best conversations. There's an international language barrier, so the conversations are quite basic. Would you like? Yes. Would you like? Yes, thank you. So I did ask for cooking advice, but it was lost in translation. So if you know what to do with beetroot, please comment down below and give me some ideas. Oh, let's pick raspberries whilst I'm over this side of the plot. It's the autumn fruiting raspberries that are starting to take off now, and we have just a few of the standard raspberries to collect. Here we go, not too many today. Whilst I'm over by the raspberries, this reminds me that I've got the cutest wildlife camera footage of a mouse eating some raspberries that I left out. Some of the raspberries that had gone past their best or a little too soft, I left out on the ground in front of the shed, and our tiny little mouse came and took them and carried them away. It's just adorable. I've also managed to capture the fox and Mabel using the drink station, which I'm pleased about because I'm leaving fresh water out for them every day and I'm really pleased to see that they're using it. There's still no sign of the cauliflower heads forming. As I previously mentioned, I don't have high hopes for these this year. However, there is still time, so we'll wait a little bit longer. And who knows, we might get something. I've really enjoyed growing the asparagus peas this year. Mostly because of the beautiful red flowers that they produce. But they are giving off quite a lot of peas now. There's the asparagus peas, and I've just spotted that there's a radish in here to pick. Now these are really spiky, they do hurt when you pick them. Ta-da! We have a radish. I'm going to take some spinach leaves home this evening as well. The smaller leaves can be eaten with a salad, and the bigger ones you can boil up and put in with a meal. Here's a nice little selection of differing size leaves. From the same bed, the second sowing of peas are now ready. The first lot died off and went dry and crispy very quickly, so I'm glad we've got a second picking. This is an absolutely crazy amount of harvest today. Let's have a quick run through it. Spinach leaves of differing sizes, peas, asparagus peas, raspberries, one radish, tomatoes, spring onions, round courgette, yellow courgette, normal courgette, and a beetroot which I was given from a plot holder here. When you manage to harvest that much stuff, it makes all of the hard work worth it. All of the watering, all of the exhausting days after work, rushing here at 9 o'clock. I managed to grow some things. Yay, it was worth it. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the wildlife camera footage and I'll see you again next Friday.